Greetings, members of the board. Thank you for allowing me to speak to you on behalf of the Oswego Fire Protection District. My name is Andrew Dunning, and I've been the head of public education for the district and have held my position for the past 7 years. In my brief time in the position, I have seen sizable change to the way the department views fire prevention. Many are familiar with the department's role in emergency services, but often the public forgets about the less glamorous work being done behind the scenes. While these emergency services will always be necessary, the Oswego Fire Department has made it a priority to focus more of its time and resources in the category of community risk reduction. Community risk reduction works towards limiting or mitigating risks in a community based off the community's needs. This information is based off of data gathered from several different spots: the U.S. 2020 Census, the Oswego Fire Annual Report, and Geographical Information Systems, GIS. After completing our community's risk assessment, the department has identified an increase in calls related to carbon monoxide with or without illness. With the use of GIS, the department has found that the community of Boulder Hill accounts for nearly 46% of the department's carbon monoxide-related calls. The Oswego Fire Department is requesting funding from the board in a total of $2,500 for the purchasing of carbon monoxide detectors. This would come at a 50-50 split, as the fire district has pledged to do the same. In addition, our duty crews as well as the Fire Bureau has volunteered to complete the installation at our citizens' request. Last year, our district ran about 6,400 calls. 304 of them were related to carbon monoxide with or without illness. This accounted for nearly 5% of our call volume. These calls have been related to old detectors, bad batteries, or carbon monoxide illness that resulted in transport to the hospital. As stated prior, our GIS has revealed that 47% of these calls were in the Boulder Hill community. With information from the U.S. Census, the district has come up with several possible reasons for the increased numbers of these calls. I've printed out and passed out some demographic info from the U.S. 2020 Census. The community, in comparison to the other neighborhoods in our district, have a much different demographic. Nearly 7% of the community in Boulder Hill lives under the poverty line, in comparison to the district's average of 2%. Furthermore, there is an increased number of disabled citizens under the age of 55, coming in at 9.4% compared to the district's average of 4%. Additionally, 15% of the community is made up of citizens over the age of 65, in comparison to the district's 9% for the rest of the communities. These factors all together are believed to contribute to an increased carbon monoxide-related call volume because of the citizens, physical or financially, are just unable to maintain properly functioning carbon monoxide detectors. Responding to these bad detectors take emergency apparatus off the street and increase response times for true emergencies. With the department and the board's funding, the Fire Prevention Bureau will purchase carbon monoxide detectors that will be placed in the rigs and can be distributed at the crew's discretion. Additionally, the Fire Bureau intends on having some on hand that they can give out to citizens at their request. It is important that the department buys these detectors on an as-needed basis because their life expectancy is only about 7 years. To kick off our risk reduction program, the Fire Bureau has requested to speak at the next Boulder Hill HOA meeting. Additionally, the department will be starting a social media campaign reminding citizens of the dangers of CO, and plan to have Boulder Hill Community Facebook page post about carbon monoxide related illness as well. Through this small contribution, the Oswego Fire Department will be able to properly carry out an effective community risk reduction program focusing on the dangers of carbon monoxide. This will result in a community that is more protected against these dangers because of the CO detectors and will aid in reducing unnecessary bad detector calls that take emergency vehicles out of service. Thank you for your time and consideration in the matter. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me. My department number is 630-554-2110, and my email is Dunning at OswegoFire.com. Thank you again for letting me talk to you about this matter, and thank you for your time and consideration. Have a good rest of your evening.